Right. Less than one third, less than 20% something. Yeah, it's like normal because it's with eight or with seven or with eight. I can't remember well. So yeah, I guess you are busy and then yes. Saturday morning is another extreme case that most likely lots of the people will lots of the students will come to the class. But it's okay. All our class we have the recording, but I have this lesson I will also talk a little bit about the next Saturday. Do you remember the HTC visits? Yes, okay, PM HTC visits. So they will come and then they will have some interesting case. So this lesson I will try to get you understand more about the AR and especially the HTC try to move themselves into the HTC LBSS, locational based sharing system, something like the LBSS. So I have posted some notes before next Saturday, and then I will also introduce how you can get the HTC XR Elite. So bring into home. Um, yeah, let me explain later when more and more students come to our class. Okay, so last lesson we have talked about the VR. Okay, virtual reality. I forget to buy coffee for for a for a class representative. I will buy coffee later. Ah, how's going on for your cyber research? So anyone here go to the cyber research? Good or not? Not good? Not much relation between the project. So exactly remember they have bring you to the one of the F1, right? F1. So they are the one of the simulator about the soccer car, and then they have the it's also a VR, but somehow they are just capture the videos and then use the Wi-Fi better Wi-Fi signals and then send back to your controller and then you do the control. And what else? Ah, when golf show. Style transfer, large style transfer. I would say that. Mm. Mm. Medical solution? Mm. Yeah, and I have received one request from Apple. So Apple, they have the Vision Pro, right? So we are buying the Vision Pro. Yeah, we are buying the Vision Pro. Hopes that we can got it in the at the last week of our semester one. So I have got a request from Vision Pro from Apple. So they want to find some freelancer to do the Vision Pro. Can I say VR? I would say the AR surgery or AR recognition of some medical procedure. For example, if you go to a hospital, there are lots of stand-up procedure do something first, and then a second step, then first step, fourth step, etc. There are lots of equipments. So there are some standard procedure to work on the equipments, step one, step two, step three. So that request is really simple. As I understand, maybe, yeah, honestly, lots of the customer at the very beginning, they say that their project is really simple. But when you deal with them, they will try to, yeah, unbox all their user requirement, and then you will add more and more requirements to you. So their request is quite simple. So suppose that they have a equipment in the hospital, You use the 3D scanning, or somehow you can ask some 3D modeler to reconstruct the equipment. So after you have reconstructed the equipment, turn it into a USD, Universal Scene Descriptor. So after you have turned into USD, you can use the Reality Composer. Reality Composer is similar to the React.js. So you need not to deal with the Objective-C. So it's similar to React.js. That means you have lots of the API, you have lots of the library to work on. So, but honestly, the interaction is limited. So Reality Composer together with the, I can't remember, Objective-C, and then you have another cooking environment. So can anyone remember? So on top of the Objective-C, they have another Swift. Yeah, Swift. Okay, Swift to carry out with Reality Composer. So with the USD, with the object, so the only request is somehow you allow them to interact with some virtual button. You need not to operate with the 3D object, interact with the virtual button, and somehow there are some display on their virtual equipment on the USD. So somehow maybe you just simulate the X-ray, or you just simulate some image from the equipment, and that's it. So do you think you can do it? Is there anyone interested in Vision Pro development, interested in this kind of freelance? I will post this kind of job ad in our WeChat group later. So honestly, I think it's simple. So you need not to deal with the Objective-C, just deal with the Swift with the Reality Composer. And then the only thing is somehow you scan, or you find some 3D model to create a USD model, put it into the Reality Composer, interact a little bit with the Swift code. So somehow it's just simple on or off some button, and then display some information to teach or to train the medical professional of the standard procedure. So I guess it's reasonable to do it. So later on, if you are interested in it, we'll try to let you know more and more this kind of the job opportunity, because as I remember, starting from last year, so you are able to work in Hong Kong without any permission. Okay, as I remember, especially you have the special approval from the immigration department. So all the freelance, all the work you do, whatever is full-time or part-time, is allowed in Hong Kong. So that's good. Okay. So I will let you know more about this kind of situation. And this also synchronized with our content this lesson. So it's about AR. So AR is augmented reality. So do you still remember the difference between VR and AR? So what is the definition of AR? This is from the ChatGPT. So if I ask you to use a simple questions to describe AR, so what is AR? Do you still remember? What is AR? Please. Okay. Yeah, it's correct. Okay, part of virtual, part of reality. Okay. What else? So somehow AR is put some virtual object in the physical world. So somehow perhaps just like me, right? So they put extra information, Peter, on the top of Peter, the real physical object, Peter. Okay, Peter. So, for example, this one is the bottle. So they just put something on the bottle, and then they do something to enhance the information of the physical world, and that is AR. So if you look at the VR AR definition, VR is as I told you last lesson, it's easy to understand. AR is somehow put yourself into the virtual world. So all the thing is virtual, including your real body. So they transfer into the virtual avatar and then put yourself in the virtual world and then you interact with the virtual world. AR is somehow you put the extra information on the physical world, extra information of the physical world. So somehow you interact with the physical world. For example, the traditional way to do the AR is you use the mobile phone and then turn on the camera, capture the information of the real world, put the label on the real world, and that's it. Okay, that's it. So later we have a better solution. So Google Glasses, so they try to capture all the things from the camera on your glasses and then try to project the information on your glasses. So they try to put it into a better way. But honestly, this one is around more than 10 years, but still is really amazing. Today, Meta, right? Facebook Meta, they try to they enhance this kind of solution and then say it's a forgot it. Audience. I have forgot. So okay, so Meta tried to produce another AR glasses for Meta AR glasses, not the Ray-Ban. We'll buy the Ray-Ban later, but Ray-Ban can only capture Meta Ray-Ban can only capture the information and then go to a ChatGPT and then they have the audio output. But Facebook Meta say that they want to enhance the Google Glasses and then make a better solution. So let us look. Yeah, let us wait for the solution. Okay. So it's hard to identify whether VR and AR now. So most likely we have the MR, mixed reality, merged reality, extended reality, whatever. So they are those two VR, AR, they are blur. They're bottom their bottom line is blur with each other, so somehow it's hard to identify. So today, most likely we say mixed reality, extended reality, or merged reality, whatever. They combine the VR, AR together for you. So before I go to identify the type of AR and then discuss the technologies and algorithm of AR later on, so I would like to ask, which one is more complicated, VR or AR? Who say VR? It's not wasting your. Are you wasting your? Who say VR? Who say AR? Yeah, most likely it's AR. VR is somehow is all about computer graphic, perfectly computer graphic, better display, better resolution, better rendering. Okay, so if you can do the better light rendering, and that is better VR. Okay, for the other things is computation power. You need a better GPU, etc. Is another thing. Honestly, the GPU and then the algorithm rendering algorithm they are improving. But this part, why AR is more and more complicated because they need to identify the object in the physical world. Is complicated. Okay, it's complicated. So someone say that, no, Peter, you see that Tesla is doing quite good, right? So yes, but later on we'll discuss. Starting from the day one, we have a thinking how to recognize the object in the physical world, and then we have the deep learn, and then now we have, I would say that the start of the Tesla, all the computer science expert, all the engineering spent 15 years to achieve this one. And now for the computer visions, so they cannot recognize all the things in the physical world. They can just recognize some very narrow application. Autopilot, the auto driver is a very narrow application because on the road, you need not to identify lots of the things. What is the things you need to identify? The cars, people, human, dog, maybe. Most likely human, dog, bicycle or motorcycle. Yeah, it's limit, right? 3 to 4, maybe 5 different kinds of the object, and then all sorts of the road situation. All the road situation, they are artificial. The road are artificial. The signal, the signs, all this kind of broad is artificial. All the wording you can read. Okay, so it's easy. It's really narrow with really small application. Okay, it's easier. Beside the autopilot, So honestly, I cannot think anything that today this kind of AR can fully help the people. For example, last year, your previous classmate have an idea about the visual impairment. That means the blind people, blind people. So if the blind people they wear the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, right? They have the camera, right? So they have the audio. Then I can solve all the problems of the blind people, right? Right. Not true. Even even the blind people go out and then have a water in our city walk. City walk is easier to identify. So the bus, the car, the danger, the most important thing they cannot identify. Talking about the speed, talking about because they cannot run, you cannot send the image to a very good server and then come back your audio signal. If it's take 3 to 5 seconds, your blind people is die. See that? See that? Okay. So somehow they can only YOLO. You have heard about the YOLO, right? YOLO. YOLO now is 11. At least more than 9 or 10. I exactly remember. But at that time, because of the limitation of the computation power, the GASA's microcontroller, they can only run YOLO 4 to 5. Almost 8 years, 8 year, 7 or 8 years ago. Okay, the YOLO version you can run on the microcontroller is only 4 to 5, so it doesn't help a lot, right? Right. So still, the situation is right now. Autopilot is one of the application we can use. For the others, not really useful. Okay, AR. So the AR is easy to identify. VR, you have the mobile VR, you have the walking, you have the mobile, you have the standing, you have the walking, you have the roam VR, etc. Right? So the for the marker, for the AR, the most important thing is identify the physical world, and most likely the difference between the different AR is the marker AR or markerless AR. Okay, marker AR is easy to understand. So I guess at least um 15 years ago, you have this kind of experience, right? So the first market we call AR market. Exactly remember when I'm undergrad student is around 20 years ago. We have the this kind of the development. So we have the HAMR display. We have the HAMR display in our lab. We try to make our HAMR display. It's really big. It's exactly remember the size is this kind of size. And then we have the camera. And then camera we have this kind of the AR marker. AR marker. And then by matching the AR marker, the size and then orientation, so we can have the AR, marker AR, and do this kind of things. Marker AR, QR code, still now we are using every day. Where? Payment, yeah. Why? So tell me about this answer later. And then we have also, hey, hey, this one. So more, I guess around 10 years ago, when you go to the Lego shop. So when you get the boxes, so the Lego, the AR, so they can recognize the package of the Lego, and then they will display all the step or the real Lego model, and then do some animation for it. Right? Is there any QR code here? No. So how they do the recognition? Object detection. So you have, I would say that there are 3 levels, right? So the easiest one will be the QR code, correct, right? So payment, you have the QR code, and then you also have the object detection. Most likely object detection, when we are talking about object detection, we call it physical object. So the whole, this one, the bottle. But if you are talking this one, we say is pattern recognition, pattern recognition. And mostly for this kind of the AR marker, they recognize the artificial pattern. Artificial pattern, that means it's generated by your Photoshop maybe or other paint. or other, I don't know, you draw something, right? So you print it out, and then the pattern will not be changed. You understand, right? This kind of artificial patterns, when you print out, all your printout are the same. Different from the apple, orange, tree, cat, dogs, etc. Right? Tree, cat, dogs. Every apple, every orange, cats, and dogs, they are different, right? The patterns are different. Yeah, most likely are different. Even they are twins, so they looks a little bit different. But for this kind of artificial object, they are the same. So they can recognize all this kind of object on your package, and that is. So we'll discuss this kind of the marker one by one. So the first one we will discuss is the best one, QR code. Oh, QR code. Every day you see a QR code, right? QR code. In the QR code, so you need to bear in your mind. So there are some standard format. For example, at least you have some questions, the white base here, white base. And then after the white base, so you have some position, 1, 2, 3, position, position marker. And then inside the position marker, you also have some small position marker on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, six parts. So together there are 9 position marker on it. And in between, so all the information you can put inside. And exactly remember the QR code marker, the size of the QR code marker. So exactly remember the the lump. Have you think that we use up all the QR code marker? Do you think that we have the barcode marker, right? And then we have the QR code marker. So all this kind of marker, the number of the choice are limited. So do you think we will use up all the QR code marker just like our IP address? Yes. We can make it bigger. We can make it bigger. So the QR code marker, we can make it bigger, 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 and bigger to increase number of choice inside. Another questions come. So if there are more information on the QR code marker, do you think that it's easier to recognize or worse to recognize? Easier or difficult? Difficult. Why is difficult? Yes, yes. Always remember that the resolutions. Okay, but you can say, yeah, today we can buy a better camera, and then most likely the camera is the pixel, the resolution is really big, is enough for all of the scanning. But try to imagine that when your QR code marker is not used in payment, it's used in locational based recognition. So somehow when I take a picture, yes, when I take a picture here, right here, and then I want to scan this, that, see that? Not this QR code. I want to capture that QR code. Inside your camera, the number of pixels, for example, I take it using my mobile phone. Example, remember now my mobile phone is 0.1 billion, 1个亿了，好像是1个亿的 resolution. But if you take this kind of picture and then just capture the small QR code, this one over there, so I guess you can only get few hundred pixels. Few hundred pixels if you divide by different kind of possibility. So still it's not enough. So QR code, yes, true, is enough for our payment. If it is not enough for our payment, yeah, just increase the size. But if you increase your size, it decrease your accuracy, especially when you use XA locational-based marker. Okay, so it's easier to do it is black and white, black and white, black and white, and then just display all kind of information into it. We will decode the QR code. If you want to know more about the QR code encoder, so you can just go to the Googles and then search. But mostly, most of the program today they call the standard library to generate the QR code and then get the information of the QR code, because there is no space for the research or there is no space for the generation, and there is a standardized procedure to do it. But there are interesting application. This one is ugly, right? The QR code. So it's hard to put it on lots of the package or products, at least the poster. So there are someone try to put some interesting logo, yeah, interesting graphic into the QR code. Is a good choice. So if I say that I put PolyU logo into this QR code, right? So how to get the information from this QR code? So before run the QR code decoding, so you need to do one more step. So what is the things you need to do? Color, build, color filtering, color filtering. All the information you need to process. You need to change into black and white. Yes, you can put lots of the information into it. You can put lots of the graphic into it. But the last step is they try to turn all the things, filter out the different color, and only the black and white color will be remained. Will be remain. Especially when they will have a cutoff threshold. So a certain light color. For example, you have the light green, light blue, light red, etc. They'll filter out. And somehow it try to disturb the accuracy of your QR code. Okay, so you need to balance whether you want to have a better accuracy or it's a better appearance. So this QR code is interesting, and if you want to know the algorithm or you want to download the GitHubs for trace the QR code, so here there are some coding and there are lots of standard library you can do. By using the QR code, so now I say that there are some QR code just like this one, right? So they are artificial pattern. Artificial pattern. They are not QR code, but still now we can recognize. Not now, more than 10 years. More than 10 years we can recognize. So the tricks behind this kind of artificial image is about the turning point. Okay, turning point. So all the things that we are going to do is you will put the image inside a similar I would say is similar to the QR code. So why we can recognize the QR code? Because we can recognize the turning point, the black and white corner. Okay, the black and white corner, the turning point. Okay, so somehow the QR code here, when we put it into the Vuforia, so Vuforia algorithm, today you can still using this kind of library. They have application, especially when you want to do your Unity project. You can put any artificial image into Vuforia and then select Unity plugin. Unity plugin. So they will let you to download a Unity plugin and Unity plugin with this AR code, AR marker distribution. Then you can do some easy AR AR project, I would say AR project. So it's easier. So you have the name card and then you display the 3D object on your name card. So this algorithm is pretty good. So here they will try to analyze your turning point and then try to find out all the turning points on your artificial image. They remember this pattern. Okay, they remember this pattern. Then when you turn on the camera and then see this pattern distribution of your turning point, they will map the position again, similar to this graphic. So they will try to find out all the turning point and then to analyze your turning point distribution, and then out for a AR markers for you. Okay. So when you go into the Vuforia engine, so you can easily select what is the object you want to recognize. The easier one is the QR code. Okay, it's the QR code, and then you can recognize all the artificial image. Now they are ready to recognize some boss. So just like the Lego bosses, right? The Lego bosses, you have different angle to discover the bosses. So they are ready to do it. They can recognize the soft drink can, the Cinita. So it's easy. So and then so on, so on, so on. So you have the different object, 3D objects. So if it's artificial 3D object, just like a robot or just like some Gundam, fixed figure, fixed figure. Okay, Gundam you can change the pose, but some of the fixed figure you cannot change, right? FH figure, something like that. So they can still recognize and then do some animation. For example, have you watched Naruto? Da 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 da. Okay. So the Naruto, they have some FH figure, right? For example, you have the Sasashi, Kakashi, Sasashi. I'm not sure. So you have some fixed figure, and then you can scan into it. So when you turn on the camera, so you can have the special move combo of your character. They can generate the 3D graphics. And how to do it? Scan your figure, put it into Viforia engine surroundingly, right? Scan the figure, and then put it into Viforia engine. Go to Unity Asset Store, download a lightning special effect. When when they scan the Kakashi, right? So you know that where is his hand, and then just put the special effect on his hand, and that's it. And then you can do this kind of the project for your I guess it should be marketing event. If you do it in our metaverse project, I will not give you so higher grade because all this kind of step can be complete. Or this project that I have say can be complete within 1 hour of of honestly 30 minutes or less than 30 minutes you can complete, right? So you just scan, put it into the Viforia engine, download the AR marker, and then download the special effect from Unity Asset Store, put it into Kakashi hand, and then complete. Right, within 30 minutes or 1 hour, right? So do not do this kind of project in your project 1 or 2. This one is Euphoria. And then do you think that this one is outdated? Still, just like the QR code, they are very promising. They are very promising because of the accuracy. Accuracy. Okay. So mostly this semester, so I will create a project to do the VR large space. VR 大空间是大的空间吧，大空间 VR 大空间。So VR large space. So somehow our Chinese government we want to push this kind of project and then have different kinds of better applications of the VR technology. So just like here. So let me show you one video.
全球游客造访，但却不是每个地方都开放进入参观。不过，法国巴黎最想象全新的虚拟实境沉浸式体验，不但可以让人在古代金字塔里面漫步，下一秒在飞毯上面瞬间送到尼罗河搭船游览，迷惑的人大呼不可思议。看过隧道进入金字塔内部，甚至到顶端欣赏从零最后放在虚拟实境这些现在都能成真。法国巴黎的阿拉伯世界文化中心14号起推出全新的 VR 沉浸式体验，让体验者穿越到4500多方式探访埃及的。塔建2090到2065
哎，算了，
年之间，高
看一看视频吧。
是埃及最大的金字塔。透过 VR，游客不但能在金字塔内漫步，还能在明上乘船，甚至参加法老的防腐处理过程。这趟 VR 沉浸式体验由法虚拟实境跟哈佛大学埃及学教授合作，耗时3年打造完成。不但声光效果兼具，游客要听到的一切都有建筑、科学跟历史起10月。一趟体验是自分钟，费用为每人29欧元，折台币约900元。新闻需要您编译。
Okay.
This is the Enigma machine. It
So
looks
it's
like a
just
typewriter, but
okay.
different purpose.
塔吸引全球游客造访，但却不是每一个地方都开放。14号
Okay, so I guess you select our program. You love VR and AR, right? So I tell you one of the truth of the VR AR equipment. So no one will write. I would say that the sales of the VR device drop. Okay, the sales of the VR device drop. So for those who want to buy the VR device, they have already purchased. Okay, if you have some new device, yeah, it's better solution. For example, Vision Pro is better solution, but it's more expensive. And then they stop to buy this kind of thing because the yeah, you have the better resolution, but the whole experience is almost the same, right? So honestly, the sales of the VR device drop. So what can we do? It's really fun, right? So somehow I always think that the VR should be enjoyed by yourself at your home. So they try to take out the time and then space limitation. So you can anytime you can jump into virtual world in different parts of the world, the people in different parts of the world, they can jump into the same virtual world at the same time, right? But to increase the sale of the VR device and then provide better experience, they try to let a group of people to in the same space to enjoy the VR equipment. And it seems it's a up to now it seems is a better experience for you to use the VR device. So just like that, we think that with the Netflix, we do not need the cinema. So cinema is phasing out, right? But now, because the technologies are ready and no one buy this kind of technology and experience, we try to turn this kind of the Netflix experience into the cinema again. And that is what we are doing. So try to imagine that there is only one of the case. If you have go to the X Meta, we have this 元宇宙乐园，so it's a X Meta 元宇宙乐园. So this company is they try to set up lots of this kind of the showcase in different part of China. And similarly, HTC 5, they try to set up this kind of the theme park in different parts of the world. So they try to turn VR device into theme park settings. And that is the trend of the VR device right now. So what's going on in the VR device, and then what is the I would say that, hey, now I would like to have more and more people coexist in the same physical area. What is the bottleneck of your technologies? Do you still remember? 7 layer of the metaverse. So where is the bottleneck? Do you still remember? Last lesson we have discussed. Network, the lower infrastructure part. If you are using the Wi-Fi 6, most likely, yeah, maximum is 6, or I would say that depends on your content. So most likely it's 4 to 5. So if you are using some solution that is using the Wi-Fi 5 or Wi-Fi 6, sorry, so Wi-Fi 6, you can only allow 5 people to coexist in the same area. So if you are saying the X Meta 元宇宙乐园, so all this kind of their solution, the maximum user is 6, 7, 8, something like that. It's only limit. But see, so I want to create a physical space that can allow 20, 50, or 100 people coexist in the physical space. So when you need to design this solution, what can you do? What should you do? By seeing this picture, I guess you can thinking, yeah, in your examination, most likely I will ask you what is the technologies, right? And most likely I will just give you a videos or I will just give you an image and then you need to answer the question, what is the technologies? Why this kind of, what is the bottleneck? What is the bottleneck? Why they have this kind of technologies? How this kind of technologies can solve the bottleneck? Okay, the first thing you have to understand is, yes, we need to lots of the people coexist in a big area. Big area. The first one is big area. For the big area, I have to solve the positioning problem. Where am I in this big area? So you have the physical base need to match to the virtual space. The first question is how to capture my positioning in this physical area. Yeah, you haven't go to the sandbox VR, right? Next week maybe, yeah. Sandbox VR, they are using, last lesson we have discussed, they are using the motion capture. Motion capture, they are using the infrared camera. They're using 6,000 camera. Each infrared camera is 6,000 to recognize your marker, to recognize your position. Expensive. Calibration is needed. Troublesome, right? And then for every time I need to use the camera to capture the positioning, send back the positioning to their backpack PC, send back the information to their head-mount display. It need network, correct? If it's need network, bottleneck happens. How they solve? So that's why sandbox VR, as I remember, they only allow 5 to 6, 4. As I remember, four in your each camp, they only allow 4 people in your group, right? So how did they solve this problem? HTC. Honestly, the technology is low tech, but cheap, but accuracy. Yeah, it's low tech, cheap, but accuracy. Then it's perfect solution, right? If you are a boss, hey, I have a cheaper solution, better accuracy. Yeah, better experience. So you laugh, right? Hey, please describe. I'm designing the examination question. So maybe this one is your examination question. Most likely I will put it into your exam. The first question is where am I, right? Where am I? How to know where is my position right now? So they do not use the motion capture infrared camera. So they use the AR marker. See that? There are lots of the pattern, right? Lots of the pattern. So here they use the AR marker, and then when you wear the HTC 5 head-mount display, so there are camera, right? The camera will recognize the marker in the virtual space. So next lesson, so HTC people will come. So when you install, for example, they can do a in-house scanning of this one. So they have a algorithm to do the in-house scanning. So they just wear the head-mount display and they will walk through our room. So in our room, they will try and find all the patterns, Honestly, our room is not good because there are too many repeated objects. And then there is no good artificial patterns to recognize. Okay, so if they comes and then analyze our classroom right now, so they will say that, hey, can you add some patterns here on the wall? This kind of the AR marker. So they in their program they will try to trace the turning point, and then this kind of turning point is not only on a piece of paper, it's not only on a plan. So now the distribution of the turning point will be in the whole classroom, in the whole physical space. So if I am one of the visitor, wherever you are, 50, 100, or 20, if it's not two cow. So if it's two cow, that means that I am in front of me, I have another people tell my camera cannot recognize the AR marker, then there's another thing, right? So you say that in this kind of setting, so somehow it's not too cow, my camera can recognize all this kind of AR marker. They are ready to know where is my position. Okay, where is my position? If you know where is your position, so all the VR environment. So this one is a little bit old because now they are not wearing the backpack PC. They are using the XR Elite or they are using the Focus standalone solution. So they just tell you that by using the virtual position, they just tell you that where are you inside the virtual space, and then you can experience inside it. Okay. So the first question they solve using the locational based serving system is using the AR marker to know where am I. Okay. and somehow it solve my position. The second question is, yeah, now you can send the the other audience position to the server and then download. But somehow, because this kind of museum visitors, you will not fight with each other. You do not need to analyze their position in a very short period of time. So the frequency, or I would say that the processing power needs for this kind of the sharing system will be limit. Okay, and that is one of the perfect solution they are using right now. And this kind of technologies, yeah, is copied by Pico. Okay, Pico. So HT technologies, they are the first investor, and then this kind of technology. You see that now you understand the solution, right? Is Can you re-engineer this solution? Yes, easy, right? Easy. So Pico follow this kind of idea, and then Pico try to set up lots of the X Meta 元宇宙乐园, and then they have create lots of this kind of the Chinese culture, Chinese museum by using the large space, large bay, locational based sharing system into their solutions. So now when you go to the X Meta theme park, so you will exactly remember for each ticket is around 200 something, and then you can enjoy 1 hour in their VR setting. So yeah, we will go maybe in the semester break, or I will try to yeah, buy another ticket and then go to Shenzhen, and then we pay together about this one. So let's see what's going on and then how we are going to do these kind of things. Okay, so you know the solution, right? Compare with the sandbox VR. What is the advantage and disadvantage? What is, yeah. So you have two solutions, right? Now you have the sandbox VR. They are using the motion capture with the backpack PC, with the head-mount display. Another is a standalone solution, just use the camera and then use the locational based sharing system. It's an AR marker. Which solution is better? Yes, this depends. So which application I will use? This one. Which application I will use Sandbox VR? Yeah, it depends is the perfect answer for all of my examination question. Yes. Yeah, for our course, the most important thing is you have to understand the justification. Yeah. So which application? Honestly, by seeing their games, you can easily discover, right? All the location-based system, they are museum. All the sandbox VR application, they are fighting game, right? They are shooting game. Okay. Okay. So gaming experience to provide a really excited solution because you are using the motion capture camera. So the hertz, exactly remember, is 200 hertz. The update frequency is 200 hertz. This kind of the low vision, right? So can you see that you are running, you are doing some really excited animation inside it? No. Okay. So museum research is perfect for them. Okay. Yeah. It depends on your application. So can you see one of the exam question you see one of the question in your examination? 你现在明白如果考试的话会考什么吗？很容易的，就是我给你一个例子，然后你告诉我它的技术的 bottleneck 在哪，然后你看一看，诶，原来它有 bottleneck 的话，它现在用什么样的技术？这个技术是好还是不好？好跟不好就是 it depends 啊，因为两个 solution 现在也在 market 里边吧，对吧？但肯定有一些时候我们用 A，还另一些时候我们用 B。然后现在其实你们这一门课最重要的就是 SLAT，你们是 buyer，你们是把不同的technologies algorithm 也好，SLAT 选出来，选一个你觉得哪个情况最好用来用的。有些人说 3D scanning 是好，有些人说自己建机器的 model 是最好，对吧？每一个人的想法都不一样，但为什么你给这个想法，为什么不是哪个想法了？这些都这样了。考试的话应该是4条问题，其中一条。Okay, okay. So next lesson, remember to come, and then here. So in your WeChat code today, we have an Excel form, right? Where's my mouse? So here in the HTC5 sharing or in your WeChat group, so we have a HTC5 XR Elite, this one. So I'm sorry, we only have 30 something XR Elite. So not all the people you can own one. So two, student A, student B, student A or B, okay? Fill in your names, form into a group. And then next week, go to our tag team counter. Do you know where is our tag team counter? Tag team counter。PQ 五楼最后那一间个房间有一个 tag team counter，在那边的话，用你们的 student ID 拿一台 HTC XR Elite。你知道什么叫 HTC XR Elite 吗？啊、HTC XR Elite 这一台的一体机咯，OK，拿一台3个星期拿，回家做好所有的 update，做好所有的，我不知道还是要什么，你们开 account 啊，还是怎么样的，做好这些东西，下个星期六拿回来好吗？明白吗？OK OK，下个星期六的下午，他们就会来，然后就教我们很多很多 HTC 的。对，有一些技术的东西，有一些就可以说他们是 sell 自己的产品，对吧？sell 自己的产品。HTC 的话，其实你可以想它是pioneer 吧，如果你们是 IT 蓝的话，它就跟我们一样吧，对吧？它是很喜欢技术。但是比方说他做 business 啊，其他的东西我都觉得不太好。但是他做好这些技术之后，很多时候其他人就会 copy。Pico 是其中一家，Pico 也好，Pico 是一个中国的公司，我觉得它非常的好啊，它真的非常的好。但是如果你说这个creativity 还是做这个技术，喜欢开发这些技术的话，HCA 其实挺不错的。它开发这些的话，它有很多 accessory，它可以拿到不同比方说 Ice Tracker，比方说一些WiFi 的 locational base 的 tracker 怎么样，它其实开发很多很多这样的技术的 accessory 配件，它开发了很多这些配件，所以对，下个星期他们来2点到4点钟，然后如果有对啊，来吧来吧，反正你们都付钱交学费了吧，对啊，也来吧。And对。So one more things I will like to say is next lessons. Yeah, I'm going to create two project. So in your Metaverse project 1 and 2. So one of the project definitely will be using the we'll say locational based system, or we say VR large base. Okay, so I will try my best to send you to Hangzhou, together with the air tickets and maybe 1 week about your hotel. I will try to argue this kind of settings, and then you try to capture some of the good location in Hangzhou, and then create a VR larger space, a interesting application just like the Egypt one. Okay, so you will do this kind of setting. So the technology part most likely is about the VR large space, and then the content part, I will prepare the Chinese culture, some of the Chinese culture for you. So we will combine these two kind of things to your project 1 and 2. Okay, so if you want to join this kind of project next week, remember to come and then at least learn a little bit about the XR Elite. And then I have also asked them to give out the locational based menu. So if you say that, hey, I don't want to come. I have something to do, and then I just want to study all the things by myself. So there is a very good complete menu for you to learn the whole HTC5 large base setting. So how you set the QR code, and then where you download the QR code marker, how you pull and then use their head-mount display to scan the physical space and then turn into a virtual location-based tracing system, etc., etc. So all the coding settings, all the things are inside. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, maybe we have few minutes break, 5 minutes break, and then we will come back to our lessons to talk about the markerless, and also about the 3D reconstruction. Okay, and then I will ask you the new level. Some of you guys are from computer science, right? So I guess you can answer the question about the new web, right? What is the fundamental knowledge, and then why we have the hidden node in the new network? Why we have the bypass function, activation function? When you come back, try to answer me. 5 minutes break.嗯。如果你想拿 HTC XR 2的话，星期一到星期五9点钟到好像是6点半吧，对，好像是6点半，对，那就可以在这个 Team Kana 里边来一台，但是两个一台，学生一台，好吗？好吗？好的。明白。好的，不知道，就我不再问回来讲会不会。但是好像太早知道这个情况，以前就是可能是最后的1个月、最后的2个星期，然后还没有太多的学生回来讲，对，我也明白。这有的人看敏感，对对，今天去打，下午去打，下午去打就打。可是反正你们2个同学一组的话，就去拿吧。然后拿来之后，对，因为他只需要一个人的个人 ID，对，然后拿来之后才做这个登记吧，照顾别人没有什么关系。你基本上去了你们就好像没有用。我们那天脱条就告诉我吧。去玩玩也可以。对，去年的话，其实我真的想有一些同学做这个 VR 当硬件的，但好像没有人来做，可能是我没有太多的 content 可以给他们。就技术是有，但是没有 content 在里面。而且一年的话，我都会做好一点，就是技术的现在的学习啦，对啊，现在学的下个星期学习啦，现在你学习 theory，下个星期学习 programming 啦，对啊，然后可能是 content 里面我会把你到杭州那边，跟一些博物馆也好，跟一些旅游的景点来做一个 scanning，因为其实也因为困难，其实也不太困难。你不懂这些规定无情的话，你就做 scanning 吧。scanning 之后，然后基本上你就可以，因为它 scanning 之后不是一个360的视频，它是一个可以走的 model 放大的 data。要不要放大 data 里面你就可以做一点点的，也不需要做太大，但是也让人家知道这个第二大概是怎么去弄来的。对呀，我上面上他的，能来着，去杭州咯。应该可以去2个地方的，然后我在想杭州的话就方便一点，然后另外一个就是云南的，有看过方法文字，你知道在哪吗？方娃，番娃嘛，是番娃吗？蒙字怎么打了？去找这个地方蒙字，应该应该没人去过蒙自吧？这个没听过，没听过就过分了。蒙自它你这个名字它开了很多很多的店，在中国不同的地方的，它是一个米线。 云南的米线吧，蒙自米线还是怎么蒙自的，没有听过吗？不吃米线，哎呀，好烦啊你们！
我知道。
不吃米线没可能吧？没有吃过米线吗？好吧，
叫蒙自己放。
啊，谁是蒙自人呢？什么？
这个吧，这个
蒙自人对啊，但是他的地方叫蒙自。
哦，这样啊。
对啊，他是从蒙自那边
哦，原来是这个
开始的，对，那个小窝的 OK。但是那个地方的话就比较麻烦，因为是坐飞机的话，这毕达老师钱不够，坐飞机的话还有打车，还有怎么样，跟杭州就分别就有点分别。杭州的话，那个机票好像是1000块钱多一点吧，1200块哦。星期天需要去杭州那边的办公室去工作，然后1500块搞定哦。去云南昆明的机场，然后再打车，应该可能是打5个小时到6个小时吧。
XR 他们是晚就是你这喜欢。
你们穿越来个小人白这个地方
没钱到。
还有我不会看到的，他们感觉就有点过分了。那其实最过分的地方就是，哎，你们还记得我们有 questionnaire 吗？对吧？对吧？我的感觉是应该是有看 review 有看 preview，有看可能是 video 跟 slide 的人做的会比较好一点的 questionnaire，有来上课的人，他的 result 应该好一点，对吧？应该是这样吧。然后，唉，对，所有的事情都反过来，然后感觉他就是我叫我的 RA 去问他们啊，其实你们有没有用 ChatGPT？然后对啊，我就感觉他们所有的人都用 ChatGPT，唉，那怎么办呢？这个结果不能用啊。Okay, around 5 minutes, and then we're back to our lesson. So we have 2 to 3 more things to discuss. The first one will be the AI, and then the comparisons, and second things will be the reconstruction. So yeah, divide them into three. So 哎，开始啦！哎，好了，回来了。Okay, so in the previous part, we talked about the AR marker, right? So the easiest way, the more accuracy way is using the AR marker, and then you can do this kind of the AR for all the application. But I want to ask that some of the computer science thinks that, hey, I hate the AR marker. It's really ugly. So can I do the AR without the AR marker? So they try to give some of the solution. So I want to ask so Microsoft give the first solution for this kind of questions. So they have the HoloLens. This one, HoloLens. HoloLens, so at that time, all the people think that it's amazing because they can display some spatial 3D object in the physical world. Okay, so if you say that the output, so they are light overlap, not electronic overlap, we'll discuss later. So they allow the lighting from the physical object to your eyes together with the lights from the projector, the virtual lights to your eyes, and then they combine each other. But honestly, when you're looking at this solution, you think it's amazing, but try to imagine that they, yeah, they do the object recognition, but they only do two things about the object recognition. They can only analyze the floor and then the wall. Only these two. Only these two. So they can put the poster. We have also do the we have the HoloLens, and then we have also do the similar application. The only thing that can do it is put the things on the table, on the horizontal surface, or on the wall, on the vertical surface. So they are using the gyroscope accelerometer to know the orientation, to find the vertical and the horizontal, and then analyze the patterns from the camera. Because most likely your wall, your floor, or your table, they have the similar repeated pattern. So if you say that is horizontal or vertical, and then they have the similar repeated pattern, then definitely there is a wall, and then they say there is a wall, and then there is a table. Okay, and then they put the physical object into it. With by these two, beside these two kind of recognition, they do nothing. But the application is so amazing when you take a videos. But without the videos, when you're reusing the HoloLens, you'll find that there are lots of the delay, and then you'll feel deep sea motion sickness, etc., etc. It's not good. Okay, so that's why they have the HoloLens 1, and then they have the HoloLens 2, and then they stop the development. So that is the first version of the markerless AR reality. Okay, of course we want to continue, and then we want to do more about the surface detections. So what's that? Okay. So about the algorithm of the surface detection, you think that it's easy, but honestly, it's not as simple as you that you are thinking. Because for the depth sensing, or for this kind of surface sensing, so somehow all this kind of point cloud data go to your depth camera, infrared camera. So they are not smooth. They are not smooth. So they are somehow just like this one, right? So they have different curve in it. So what can you do? You need to process, you need to filter it, And why we always say that you have to understand the normal calculation, because this kind of the surface reduction, we are also using the normal calculation. We try to estimate all the normal and then combine the similar normal together. You see that we are saying this surface, right? There are lots of different points, and then the points they join together to become a face. Each face they have a normal, and each normal they are pointing different degree, right? If I use the K-mean cluster, so I can try to group the similar normal into the same direction, and here comes up with this kind of things. This technology is good because they have another algorithm called depth approach. So they try to approach, that means the depth approach. They try to understand the depth, and then give the basic shape, the basic structure of your object, scan the object into it. Otherwise, the computation power from A1 to D1, there is two different kind of role. A1 is your nightmare. They are too complicated to process, and you cannot recognize. Okay, so after you have the depth approach, and then you can try to do all this kind of the surface detection or surface understanding. And also, not only about the depth approach, you can also using the RGB approach, RGB. So the RGB approach, so somehow they will try to analyze for the RGB approach, they cannot use in lots of different kind of application. Again, autopilot is one of the narrow best application that we can do, because for the autopilot, so somehow there are lots of artificial line. Okay, for this kind of artificial line, when you are using the RGB color, so you can draw this kind of line, and then you can understand, hey, here, this one is the floor. When you can understand this kind is the floor, so you can understand, hey, on the floor there are something, and then we'll try to analyze this car, this is a bicycle, this is a human, this is a dog, etc., etc. So we'll do this kind of things. Okay. Which one is better? If you want to scan the surface, infrared camera or the RGB camera is better? Infrared camera, so it costs a lot of power. Okay, a lot of power. But today, lots of the auto driver, auto taxi, so there are huge camera on the top, right? So there are infrared camera on it. Okay, but it takes a lot of energy. It needs energy. And the resolution is not as good as RGB. The resolution, I would say that, for example, today your RGB camera is talking about 0.1 billion 1亿的resolution 吧。但是如果你说depth camera 啦，它可能是真的是640然后800 1080差不多是这样。OK，so the resolution of the depth camera is really much. RGB is not. OK，RGB is not. And then the depth that you can scan depth camera is limit. So for the car setting, it's usually around 2 meter to 3 meter, 2 to 3 meter, and that's it. And for the RGB, you can scan infinity, nearly infinity, because depends on your resolution. If your resolution is enough, so I can predict, I can have some perceptions about a very far object, whether it's coming to our car or away from our car, etc., etc. So this one is yeah, again, there is no best solution. Why not both? And then you need to understand the weakness and the strength of these two kind of technologies. So we will have another markerless algorithm. So another markerless algorithm will be object detection, the real object detection, scene understanding together with the object detection. So lots of the people hate Mark Zuckerberg, but honestly, he did lots of the interesting thing. So for example, they want to put the AR algorithm into our daily life. So that's why they are trying to invest some breakband glasses, new glasses, etc., etc. Now it's only the audio. Perhaps later they can do better. So they want to recognize all this kind of object in your daily life. Is it easy? Really difficult. Okay, it's really difficult because from your daily life, even a cooking pan or even a bottle, there are too many shapes. There are too many different kinds of things. And then the accuracy you have to understand is also really different. Natural object is easier because for the natural object, apple are almost the same, orange are almost the same. This kind of pepper are almost the same. But if it's called artificial object, even it's a bottle, it's a cooking pan, it will be your nightmare to recognize all the cooking pan, all these kind of things inside. See that this is our solution before the comparison, before the, I would say that before, it's around 5 to 6 years ago, I cannot remember, 5 to 6 years ago, we also do a apps and then recognize some physical toys. So see that there is a dolphin, right? What is the difference between a dolphin and a shark? By using your visual data. When you're looking at dolphin and looking at shark, what is the difference? 你不要告诉我豆粉是海豚是一个鲍鱼类，跟我们人是一样，然后鲨鱼是鱼类，所以两个东西是一样吧？看不出来吧，对吧？为什么金鱼说是鱼啊？因为它看不出来啊。然后我现在想问你，如果用看眼睛去看的话，鲨鱼跟海豚有什么分别？Discuss later. I will ask you again. Okay, so all this kind of the object recognition or all this kind of vision pro we will have I guess you know vision pro or not, so maybe I will not show you the image right there. So I would like to ask more about the algorithm, the software of the augmented reality. So I guess all of you guys understand all the comparison today is coming from the artificial neural network. Okay, artificial neural network. So we will discuss a little bit about the artificial neural network, and then hope that you can answer some of the questions from this one. So talking about the history first. Artificial intelligence belongs to the yeah. Where is our first PC? When is our first PC? 1950 something in the Second World War from the Alan Turing. Alan Turing is really amazing. So Alan Turing, so not only the PC, not only the computer. So they try to try to think about the solution of artificial intelligence, and then they defined the artificial intelligence in 1950 together with the computer system. And then starting from here, we have lots of the evolutions, and then neural network, as I remember, is around here, 1970 something. Okay, to 1980 neural network. Neural network, fuzzy, and then evolution algorithm, they try to compete with each other. from 1980 something to nearly 2010. Okay, my research start here. I slept fuzzy. So yeah, now no one care about the fuzzy. All of you guys care about neural network. Yes, around 2010. So the neural network, they try to evolution. They have a big evolution. So they change the neural network into the deep learning. And then the deep learning is the fundamental of all our AI today. Together with the computer vision, together with the ChatGPT, all the AI mostly is coming from the neural network. But if you're talking about the set theory, the superset and subset, here is the AI. AI, okay? AI, there are lots of things. Rule-based, rule-based. At the very beginning, the AI is rule-based. That means the if then else, if then else. Because there are too many if then else rules, and then we hate to program the if then else rules about the hierarchy of the if then else rules, and then we don't want to find the relation. Can I teach a computer to learn the relationship of the if then else rule other than I compile the if then else rules? Okay, so that's why they have different kind of machine learning. And inside the machine learning, you also have the smart supervised machine. You also have the neural network. Inside the neural network, you have the deep learning. So that is the hierarchy of the AI algorithm. And then if you say that's about the AI and then about the machine learning, so I rule based and about the machine learning, both of them are AI. Rule based is also AI. Okay, rule based is also AI. But rule-based traditional programming is here. You have data, program. You have the data, and then you have the programmer. They cook all the if-then-else rules one by one, put in the computer. When there are new case come, they will try to think about the if-then-else rule and then fire the if-then-else rule one by one and then get the result. Machine learning is a little bit different. So somehow we do not have any if-then-else rules. We just have if there is no expert, if there is no programmer. So what is the input of the machine learning? The is the data. Okay, you have to prepare the data, the input and then the output pair, most likely. Okay, easy understanding. And then the machine learning will learn the relationship between the input and the output pair. And then they will find the relationship and then become a model. So after you have model, you put the model back here. And then when there are new data and then there are trained model, they know the relationship of the input output, and then they will have the results for you. So that's why today there are lots of the primary school students, 6 to 12, they say that they know machine learning and then they create the application of the machine learning. Honestly, they are just prepare the data. Okay, they are just do the data collections, and then they put in the algorithm. They are not using the algorithm, so they use the machine learning and then learn all the things by themselves. Okay, and then they say, "Hey, I've created the application," but I'm not sure they learn a lot about the machine learning. Okay. So machine learning can be easily clustered into two parts, supervised and unsupervised learning. Easy, right? Supervised is sample data with expected result. Unsupervised is the you have the sample data only without the output. So in the machine learning, you have to answer what is the problem that you are going to do right now. So here is the problem that mainly you can divide your problem into this part. For example, whether you are doing classification, regressions, can I ask what is the difference between classification and regression? You are from computer science, right? No. Now you say that I'm not. I'm no no. Hey, this one is can I say that? Okay. Classification is for the discrete data. Regression is for the continuous data. What is discrete data? What is continuous data? They are primary school knowledge or middle school. Primary school should be. So what is discrete data and continuous data? Don't go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia will just give you a real official definition about the discrete and then continuous data. So can you tell me? 小学的问题哦，真的，我的小孩应该是小学4年级吧。4年级的话，你就开始学什么叫 discrete data，什么叫 continuous data。When you plot graph, there are two major graph, right? One is bar chart, another is line chart. Which one use the line chart? Continuous data. Which one use the bar chart? Discrete data. Discrete data is about the type. For example, I am male, and then you are female. My iris flower is type A, you are type B. My fingerprint is type A, you are type B, etc., etc. There is no relationship, I would say that, between or continuous relationship between the type. For example, male, female, there is no continuous data. Cat, dogs, dolphin, etc. They do not have a continuous relationship. But somehow continuous data you can be your height, your weight, your monthly income. So they are continuous weight data. For example, income, you have 100, 200, 1,000, 2,000, and then 10,000, and then 1 million, etc., etc., monthly income. So they are the continuous data. For the continuous data, so we can do the regression. That means if you have the input, for example, I use my gender, I use my BMI, I use my education level to predict my monthly salary, right? So if you have this kind of pair, BMI, gender, together with the education level, together with the monthly income, so I can do the supervised training. And then I can get the regression and say, hey, Peter, you are 15,000 per $321, something like that. They can give you an exact number. So there's the regressions. Classify this cat, dogs, etc., etc. Okay. Here, questions come. AR. What is the problem inside AR? Most likely is classification. Recognition. This is a cat, this is a dog, this is a cooking pan, this is a bell pepper, etc., etc. Okay. So most likely we compare vision AR. We are focusing on this part. And then perhaps you have different kinds of the things. For example, you only have the sample data. You are working the data with the Taobao or the payer loss, and then you want to cluster they are cluster one, they are cluster two, they are cluster three, etc. So they are the cluster. Or you have too many data that you have collect, and then you want to find out which one is which dimension is rubbish, and then you have the dimension deduction. And then you also have the semi-supervised reinforcement learning, etc., etc. But most likely for the computer vision, we only care about this one. Okay. And then most likely lots of the tools they can use to do the classification, they can use to do the object recognition, lots of the tools. But today, most or nearly all the researcher or people, they will use the neural network to do it. So I guess you have heard about the neural network, right? Neural network is trying to simulate the operation of our brain, operation of our learning. So I try to give you a questions, and then you tell me what is the learning process of this part. So do you have the younger sister or younger brother? You, okay, so if you care about your younger sister and brother, so when they are baby, so at the very beginning when you give them a milk bottle, they will still crying, at least for the first few days. Okay, and most likely around 1 month when they see the milk bottle, they will stop crying. They think that hey, my hunger can be stopped. Okay, so they learn the relationship between the milk bottle and also the hungry. So how they learn in your brain? Can you describe this learning process? It's here. It's okay. You are not biological expert, so I will try to say it. When you are born, all the neurons are ready in your brain. Okay, already they are already exist. Okay, when you go up, your muscle become bigger, your body become bigger, but your brain is the number of neurons in your brain, they are the same. Okay, they are the same. Most of them they are empty. Neuron here they are empty. All the neuron they are connected by the nerve here. This one nerve. Okay, So if it's milk bottle, when they see a milk bottle, so their information go to their eyes. And then the eyes go to their brain. And then in the inward, they will store the image information of a milk bottle. Suppose that there is another neuron, so there is the feelings of hungry. Okay, so you have the simulation, and then you have the simulation, and then this simulation stored inside your brain into another one. Okay, milk bottle, hungry, milk bottle, hungry, milk bottle, hungry, milk bottle, hungry, milk bottle, hungry. So the chemical between these two neurons will be increase, and increase. Once they increase into a certain level, these two neurons are connected. Okay, these two neurons are connected. And then say that when I see the milk bottle, my hungry can be stopped. Okay, so that is the learning process of us. So don't overdose. Don't take the drugs, because taking the drugs, they are trying to cut the chemical of your nerve right there. So you learn something, you build your new network, and then you overdose, you take the drugs, and then they killed your chemical in between, and then you lost all sort of things. Okay, so you understand this learning process, right? Completely understand, right? Okay, you are a computer science guy, right? Can you use a mathematical formula to describe this learning process? You have learned the new word. New level is trying to simulate the learning process, right? So this is the learning process that you learn, you understand right now, and then you have learned new level, and then what is the equation? What is the formula to describe? What is the label of this formula? So if you have an input x here, right? X, you have a y. The relationship between x and y can be used a linear equation. Y equals to mx plus c to describe. Okay, y equals to mx plus c to describe this kind of information. So when you have more and more and more and more chemical, you are increasing their y equal to mx plus c. Which variables? M, increasing the slope. Okay, you are changing the slope. Okay, you are changing the slope. So that is the new level. Very simple, very beautiful. Okay, but honestly, it's a bad luck that the inventor of the new network he's died around 40 something, I remember. Okay, 所以那个时候，其实我们大概在20年之前所忽视都是其中原因吧，因为那个时候小一点的 computation power，然后其他人明白这个忽视的 if then else rule，然后明白 statistic，然后我们觉得应该这个方向是对的，用小一点的 computation power，人家都明白这个发展方向应该对，然后忽视那个老人家还没有死。对，他还在做这个发行，我们觉得这个是比较好。然后还没有想到，大概是15年之前吧，有一个 AlphaGo 出来，然后 AlphaGo 出来之后有一个 Deep Network，然后再有 NVIDIA 就不停的给钱这个 New Network，然后 New Network 发展的越来越快。现在说 AI 的基本上就是 New Network，都没有其他了。这个就是对，没人去的，我就没人去管。所以 research 有些时候就是这样的，你可能是研究很久的东西，然后人家觉得这个东西已经没有用了，然后所有的发展就在哪一个点停了，然后不再做。小心一点，OK？ So it's really beautiful, right? Using the linear equation y equals to mx plus c, and then you can simulate this new network. So they have the input. For example, this one they have two inputs, x1, x2, and then the output y. Okay, y. So they use the linear equation to connect. For example, this one x1, x1, x1. So they are the neurons, and they are the nerve right there. So if they have the relationship, the slope w1 increase. Okay, so they are going to find the relationship of all the reasoning. Okay, of all the slope w1, w2, w3, w4, w5, 6, etc., etc. Okay, So neural network is somehow just like when you are a baby. At the very beginning, all the W1, they are random. They are random. You put some input x1, x2, and then you have the y here. All the all the neurons right there, they are just summations of all the linear equations. Okay, summation of all the linear equations, and then you will have the expected result output. I would like to ask, after the first term, first one, is the output equals or can find the relationship of the W1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? No. Just like when you're a baby, you need to repeat, and repeat. Okay? So somehow the first one, you have the real output. You have the calculated output. Real output and then calculated output, there is a difference. So we call it error. By using this error, I will tune all the parameter again. That means I will tune the slope again, until 500 or 1001, usually 500 for a simple neural network. So I will have the best combination of all the slope. And that is the neural network about the relationship of x1, x2 together with the y. Okay? Who are from computer science? Who are from mathematics? So another more difficult questions come. Why we have the H1 and H2? The second question is, hey, we have the bypass function, activation function, sigmoid, right? Tangent, right? So why we have these kind of things? First question first. Increase the parameter is correct, but why we have to increase the parameter? Yeah, it's correct. If I have more parameter, the more parameter is going to solve which kind of situation. For example, can you see this graph? I'm sorry for those far away. Can you see? But they are our student, right? They are your classmate, right? Can you see the graph right there? 咦，没反应哦。哎, whatever. So if you cannot see, try to come and then answer these mathematical questions, right? So there are two groups of data, blue and red, right? So if you use a y equals to mx plus c, so how to separate this group? Very easy, right? Do you need another hidden node? No need. In this case, you need not to have other hidden nodes. Easy. So if your data, it depends on your data, whether you need hidden node, whether you need activation function or not. It depends on your data. This kind, no need. Okay, one straight line can go through it. How? Still, you need a straight line. And somehow that's why you need the hidden node. So the hidden nodes, they are trying to, for example, change the distribution. For example, your distribution is what, right, is just like that, right? So hidden node will try to change the distribution into different shape. Okay, they change the distribution into different shape. With more and more hidden node, your shape can be changed. Okay, and somehow they will change until a line can perfectly or nearly perfectly, I want 80% something, right? 80% can separate two groups of data. Okay, and then that's why you need a hidden node, because to solve this kind of problems. And you also need the activation function, because whatever you do, there may be some problems. So some of the points you cannot separate. So we have some bypass filter. So if some input go to a certain value, and then we will start the process. If it's not meet to our certain value, for example, it's not bigger than 0, we do not trace the negative number, it's not bigger than 0, then we'll try to filter out of them. And then there is the activation function or bypass function. Bypass function, there are lots of the different kind of shape. So the easier one is this one, right? The input and output straightforward. But somehow lots of the data, they are, I would say that, for example, this one, sigma, is easier to understand. Who think that now is cool? The temperature now is cool. No, not I'm cool. The temperature is cool. 现在应该是秋天吧，20早上起来应该是20多、24、23。哪个同学觉得23、24的天气非常好？举手。南方的人应该是这样说，北方人就还是不太好，应该是10指到开始才哭吧，对吧？Signal function 就是用来说这个事情，有一些情况就是，我定下来25是一个酷的。如果越来越增加的话，有些人就觉得它已经不是一个酷的 temperature，然后越来越小的，有些人觉得也不是一个酷的 temperature，但是中间可能有一些人有一些觉得是，有一些人觉得不是，对吧？有些人觉得28才是酷，有一些人觉得18才是酷，所以我们就用 sigma. Okay, so it's by nature, I would say that nature problem. Usually we have the sigma because not all the people they agree with a certain number. It's not a medical. For example, if you say that diabetic, right? 糖尿病你的 HbA1c 就是6.5。那为什么是6.5？6.7不行吗？5.3不行吗？为什么一定是6.5啊？然后如果不是这些 data 的话，一般来说，自然的事情就是 sigma。自然的事情就是 sigma，OK，然后还有其他的其他不同的方法，比方说 relu 的话就是 after a certain number, after a certain value, so the effect start, but before this certain number, for example, if it's negative, then there is no effect. Okay, so there are lots of bypass function because whatever you change the distribution, change the shape of the distribution, you cannot use a straight line to separate two groups, and then we need the activation function, and there's new level. Okay, okay, okay. So more and more question, right? And that is only the start of the new level. And then if you learn to learn more, so we have lots of the course about the AI settings, and then you know different kinds of connection. We are just this one. Up to this line, we are here. So if you want to, for example, CNN, for the comparison, where is CNN? I can't find CNN. Hey, 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 hey. No CNN here. Whatever. So if you want to learn comparison CNN, right? If it's a time series problem, long short term. Okay, time series problem, long short term. AIGC, what is AIGC? AI generative content. Gantt. Okay, so there are lots of this kind of level. Hey, why there is no CNN? Where is it? Hey, whatever. Okay, you learn more and more, and then this is CNN. Okay, anyone can describe CNN for me. So you have described the new network, right? So the new network can be used to do the object classification, object recognition. So how? See that there is a car, right? And then this one is a CNN network. CNN network. Can you explain how they can recognize this is a car? 不要问这个图为什么你觉得是有这个车子的，然后我想问一下你为什么看起来觉得这个是车子啊？有什么特别啊？为什么你叫这个是car？为什么？有wheels 有四个轮，真的是四个轮吗？可能两个人。然后我真的想问一下，其实你有看过一个图，那个车是有四个轮同一时间在这个图上面吗？ definition and visually they are two things 啊，OK 就是对啊，诗的 definition 就是四个轮的，但是真的没有图，这个车有四个轮的，应该没有，应该没有。你往下面去拍，往下面去拍，也好像没有拍，反正就是大部分的图没有吧，好吗？是有轮子，还有啦，啊，有这个 lights 车头灯，是不是啊？对吧？有这些 patterns 吧？So CNN here, the only one thing is they try to compress the image into smaller things. They want to know whether all the image, there are lots of the input, right? Lots of the image. Whether this image contain the similar, same visual pattern, visual feature, not definition. Okay, not definition. Okay, just like the, hey, can you answer what is the difference between shark and dolphin? Visually, not definition. 不要告诉我拿它的 DNA，然后把它砍开，然后砍开之后，也要看到它有一个海豚有一个肺浪，然后鲨鱼有一个怎么说？哪个鳃怎么说？鳃，你不要告诉我，就是看图片哦。鲨鱼跟海豚有什么分别？快！你们活了20年的人，这个这些答案啊，嘴长长，OK，鲨鱼的话，基本上它的嘴就应该是三角的，然后海豚的话，它就有个长的鼻子，但是如果你最好的发现到它的尾鳍，对啊，它的鱼的是 vertical 的，海豚是 horizontal 的，OK。猫跟狗它的 visual effect，它的 visual feature 有什么分别？猫跟狗。狗没有吗？狗也比较短，OK，有一点点哦。还有啦，猫啦，我一般来说是猫就比较容易，因为猫的毛吧，它有很多很多 pattern，它的头，它其实猫其实很方便的，它只有几种不同的猫，可能是它是狸花猫，狸花猫的话，它就有一个 M 在它的头上面，它有一些不同的花纹，那这些斑纹的话，你没办法在狗里边去看到的。OK，so they are visual pattern，visual pattern。Okay, visual pattern. Don't say that check their DNA, cut their body, and then you can find something. They are from image. Okay, so CNNs are from image. Just like this one. So you answer how to recognize there is car. You cannot say that there are 4 wheels on the car. There is no picture with 4 wheels. Okay. Okay, so that is the definition, right? Okay, see, this is one, right? So most likely you only can have 2 wheels, right? On the picture, I would say that on the picture. So you come up with the low level picture from the smaller one, and then you slowly combine the low level picture into the middle level, into the high level. So you can see some of the common patterns on all the cars. Okay, some of the common pattern on all the cars. Whatever is animal, is shark or dolphin, is cat or dog, you have some common pattern for each classes. Okay. And maybe most of this kind of effect, you have to use the filter, color filter, line filter to have a better high level feature. Because for the car, there are too many colors, right? There are too many colors. We do not care about the color of the cars. Correct, right? 车的颜色应该跟车没有关系吧？好像没有。OK，其实颜色时候我在想，我问你们这个问题，然后我在想是不是可能有一些 exception 我没有想到。所以如果是车的话，它基本上有个 color filter，然后我只是看它的这个 line curve 的 patterns。Okay, so we have the color filter and then slab. So if we have more and more this kind of the common feature we can discover. So we have an array of patterns. Okay, when there is a new image come, they do the similar processings to find the low level feature, high level feature, middle level feature, low, middle, high level feature, and then they will find whether they are matched with each other. Okay, and then they will give you a percentage of confidence factor. 85 90%我觉得这个是车，85%我觉得这个是车，因为它里边的 feature 只有85%在这个 array 里边，我跟其他以前的发现是对起来的，其他没有。OK，so that is the CNN convolution neural network, and then that is the things that we are doing, and then that is the graph that we are doing. Okay. And today, Squeezeland, and today we cannot offer many image for your training. Honestly, this kind of the image, at least you need to collect 1 million and then start to do the training. But Google is really good, right? So do you still remember I'm not a robot? 图片，然后这个有个可能是50张的图片，然后 where is the traffic light 点，然后 where is the dot 点，对吧？所以其实你们帮 Tesla 做了很多这个 autopilot 这个 human computing 的工作，他就用这个。但是 so right now we do not have I cannot ask you to collect 1 million of the image, 1 million of the data, and then label car, cat, etc. Right? So most likely today we will use the big data sets from the big company. Google will be one of them, and then Amazon, etc. They prepare lots of this kind of the image library. You download it, and then you use your own data. It's more part of your data, Squeezeland, to affect the large data, and then you have the good performance. What's the problem of this graph? 这个是一个笑梗吧，就是在美国，如果有一个黑人在包里边拿出什么东西的话，他基本上就会变 short，对吧？So you see that, so there is a backhand, right? When there is a backhand, the image are almost the same, but it's a backhand is a gun. Why? 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 Label. Okay, so don't think that the new network, this kind of the AI technique, they are 100% from the algorithm, 100% from the computer science. Honestly, ChatGPT, OpenAI, and then the I'm not a robot, and then all sorts of the things. This kind of data, this kind of label is coming from us, human give the label, human do the OpenAI training, ChatGPT training. Okay, until we have this kind of good AI to use, and most likely with honestly, human they make the mistake, just like this one. Okay, human makes a mistake, and when you are collecting data, so you also have to think about how to do the data augmentations. For example, the easiest way you need to do is cut the data. You can, for example, you want to recognize the cat and dogs. So only the cat and dogs should be, the full picture, at least 80 or 90% is about your cat or dog faces. So you can not use a really big picture and then there are small cat or dogs on your picture and then you use this picture for training. The computer vision cannot understand what is the common pattern with repeated patterns. Okay, the quality of the data that you collect will affect your model, and that is the case. Okay. Typical tasks. Yeah, so we have the face recognition, and then we have the for the AR. So you have to do quite a lot of things. So there are 3 things that you must be do. The first one is about the scene understanding. Second one is about the pattern recognitions. If it's videos, then you also have the motion analyze. So why we have these kind of things? For example, pattern recognition and scene understanding, they can combine together to do it. Because for example, you import an image, you can do the object recognition first. For example, I take the photo right there, right? So the object recognition can recognize there are lots of computer. There are lots of the people sitting in front of the computer. There are people. Okay. By this kind of the spatial information, spatial relationship, I will understand this one is a lab setting or a computer room setting. Okay, computer room settings. Or some of the algorithm, they would do it in an alternative way. For example, just like this one, the traffic, right? So they will do the scene segmentation, separate the object, separate the scenes. Okay, separate whether it's near object or far object, whether it's row or the background, etc. They will do the segmentation first and then do the object recognition. So whatever you do the segmentation or object recognition, and then scene understanding, so you have to divide and conquer，就是把所有你现在需要解决的问题，把它变成一个小小的东西，然后找需要的 GitHub。所以我觉得现在就是 GitHub engineering 的时代，基本上你想到需要的工具，GitHub 都帮你找得到了。如果 GitHub 没有的话，其实这个应该解决不了，你也解决不了的，所以不要花太多的时间去解决。但现在如果你是做application 的话，大概感觉就是这样。GitHub 找得到的我可以解决，GitHub 找不到的我不可以解决，对吧？没错。对啊，人家都解决不了了，为什么你找我去解决啊？然后你找我这样小的钱解决不了哦。但是你需要，不是你们不是没有用的，就是比方说在 GitHub 里边，你怎么把一个问题把它变为一个很小很小的部分，每一个部分可以在 GitHub 里面找到你的 solution，然后把它组合在一起，然后这个就是你需要做的 AI，需要做的 algorithm。OK，so I try to repeat again. For all the AI things that today you have to do is a combination of your technologies, combination of your algorithm. So how you do that is you try to divide and conquer all this kind of solution. Okay, divide and conquer all this kind of solution, and then until you have a GitHub solution that is ready for you to solve this question. Okay, so the most popular application of the AR of the application of the AR is the autopilot here. Okay, yeah, mostly we have finished the talk about the input of the AR. So input of the AR mostly is about the camera. Camera is about the algorithm. Camera is about marker or markerless. Marker, you have the QR code, you have the AR marker, you have the repeater patterns. Markerless, so somehow you use the gauge or accelerometer to do the orientation scanning, and then you have the object recognition, scene understanding to do all this kind of the real world understanding. Okay, and there is the input of your AR. Okay, there is the input of your AR. Output, honestly, I do not have lots of things to say about output. Output is the LED screen. Okay, output is the LED screen. LED screen can be, I would say the output, okay. Output can be divided into two parts. One is screen overlap. Another is optical overlap. Screen overlap is you use your camera, okay, camera, pass the CMOS chips, display on the LED screen overlap. Okay, there is some delay. Whatever, how fast your camera, or how fast your microcontroller, or how fast your mobile phone, so there is a delay. So that's why head-mount display, they use the camera and they use the LED screen, right? So there is a delay, and then they cannot. Vision Pro is also, they cannot fully. Vision Pro is the most expensive one, but they cannot do a perfect solution for this kind of delay. At least they have few hundred milliseconds, okay, or less than 100 milliseconds. Okay, they have this kind of delays, but the advantage is it's really cheap and easy to do, really cheap. Okay, so today when you are using the mobile phone, if you don't want to do the AR, whatever, you are using the mobile phone or wherever you are putting into a cardboard. If you put in a cardboard, it's only $2. If you're using the on-screen display, it's $0. So for the hardware, you can do nothing. Okay. Another one is called optical overlap. That means the transparency display. Transparency display, there are two different kinds of settings. The first one is HoloLens. So you have the light from the optical light from the physical world to your eyes. And then you have a projector reflect the image to your eyes. So you need to do the matching between the physical world and the virtual world. And there are lots of computation power to do this kind of point cloud organize. Okay, point cloud organize. So it's expensive. And then, yeah, so that's why For the you say that Vision Pro is expensive, but Vision Pro is around 30,000, and then the HoloLens is 50,000, and then if you have the HoloLens Pro is 80,000, something like that. Should be like that. Yeah. Okay, so that is the optical overlap. And then yeah, today you have also another optical overlap is the transparency LED. So LED. So this is LED screen, right? LED screen. So when you see here, I can see a small, 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 small square. Okay, okay. Transparency LED is easy. Remove some of the square. Okay, remove some of the square. So somehow you have a, for example, you have the 100 times 100. That means 10,000 square here. So if you are transparency LED, you cut half of them, and some of the lights can be passed through your host of your transparent LED, and then some of the LED can be displayed. Okay, there is transparency LED. Okay, so today when you go outside and then there are lots of the shop they're buying this kind of things. Transparent LED can be also do different kinds of chip display. For example, this one is using the projector, and then you have the special coating gases, and then the physical light from your physical object together with the reflected light go to your eyes directly. Okay, so there's a holographic display. You can have the V-fast spinning LED light. Okay, we fast spinning LED lights, right? So when they are spinning, so because your eyes can only see 1/10 seconds image for each time, so they will capture the light into your eyes, and then together you will pass through some virtual objects. So they are spinning LED. And then when you are seeing some of the drones right now today, they have the this kind of the, because drones, right, they have the spinning, and then they will use this one spinning LED to display无人机表演的，主要它自己有一个灯之外，它其实在这个螺旋桨里边，它也有 LED 啦，然后它可以发出这些的光，所以它的 pixel 就会多一点，它就可以用小一点的无人机，然后可以看一个比较复杂的图案。OK，我的普通话其实你们听得懂吗？还可以，OK。Okay, so one more is about the laser. Laser. So there is some laser, and then there are some laser delay, and then it allows the laser to be trapped on the in the middle of the air. But honestly, right now they can only display some simple graphics. And yeah, there are lots of transparency LED. So today, when you go outside to see some show. So there are LED on the back, real person, transparency LED. Okay, okay. So they will have this kind of the interval and performing arts for you. So they combine LED, real person, transparent LED, and then they go to the same place. So last year there is a special room in Japan Disneyland. So it's about the Beauty and the Beast. So there is a beast, the real character, the real people act as a beast, and then there is a transparent LED in front of him. So they cover the real person, and then the flower will transfer from the beast to a prince. 下个星期我找一个这个视频给你们去看吧。这样去说也是不太好。反正现在的表演，他们就做了很多 LED 的事情，后边是 LED，前面是有人，在前面是个 transparency LED，所以同一时間你可以看到3個不同的方法來去表演。OK OK，所以如果你有看這個初音未來啊，初音對啊，對他們就做了很多這些 transparency 的 LED 的表演。OK OK，so do you need a break? Or we try to finish our class within 30 minutes or 45 minutes. Okay, so no break. Okay, now we try to do it because it becomes the last part of our AR. So one of the winners of our computer science guy is we do ugly things. and then we think that this ugly thing is perfectly okay 这个最有问题的是我们电子计算机的学生做出来的东西是很丑很丑没有关系，就是他觉得这个很丑的东西是 OK 咯，这个是最大的问题啊，你们的 artistic level 是有点问题啊，所以真的是有点问题。Again, for all the product you will create in your capstone project 1 or 2, for all the audience, not only inside our university. So there are some industrial competition, industrial partner outside. So no one will care about your technologies. No one will care all the things that you have done behind. Okay, they only care your final product. So your presentation of your final product is not up to standard. You cannot win the award. Let's wait, right? Let's wait. So next week. So we have the competition, and now I know the result. You don't know it, I know it, or I know which group in the previous year they win the result. I give a certain A grade project to the industrial partner, and then they slapped. Finally, all the research project cannot get the reward, cannot get the award. Okay, all the research project they cannot get out. The problem is they cannot present their work, present their product very well. Okay, so honestly, if you are doing the project 1 or project 2, and talk with your supervisor. Okay, 我不知道你们对艺术的感觉是怎么样，但是如果你们真的很好的话，可以跟你们的 supervisor 去谈一谈。但是如果你们对觉得还是有点问题的，自己的艺术的情况是有点问题的话，那还是找你的 supervisor 买也好，去 asset store、couple squid，然后will market 买也好，然后找其他人来把你们的 3D object 做出来也好，还是最简单的 scan and edit。OK，scan and edit。把这些东西做出来，要不然的话，其实没有人会 care 你们的 research development 的 value 的，真的没办法拿到奖，没办法拿到钱，什么都没办法做。research 很好，但是对啊，没用哦。你拿到 A，但是没有人去管你，所以要不然你真的艺术天分很高，如果你觉得自己的艺术天分到现在我还没有看到，我都教了差不多10年的书了，我还没有看到一个 computer science 的学生他有艺术天分，不是高是有啊，他没有，所有人都没有啊，啊，所以对，还是找一些yeah, there are professional guys to do this kind of work. Otherwise, just do the scanning, combine the real scenes, use the computer algorithm to do the in-paint or out-paint or modify the real object to transfer into 3D scenes and then become your project. That is my in-depth advice for you guys. Okay, so here we're talking about the physical construction and then talking about the 3D scanning. So all the 3D scanning, if you are not using the infrared scanner, you are using the RGB. That means the camera on your mobile phone. So they follow similar settings right now. The fundamental of the 3D scanning is topology. The mathematical model is topology. So what is topology? It means that you do the 3D scanning, right? So modeling. Hey, 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 whatever. So you do the 3D scanning. 3D scanning can only know there is a point cloud, right? Point cloud data. Point. So from point to a 3D model, so they need to estimate how to draw the faces, the surface. And then this kind of calculation is called topology. So if you want to go deep into a research, so you have to understand how we can estimate the angle and then relationship between the points, and how different faces is drawn together. That is the fundamental. At the very beginning, this kind of the mathematics comes to pure mathematical, pure angle, pure geometry calculation. But again, similar to the light tracing, right? Light tracing is physics. Light tracing is the physics. So because of the deep learning, so we think that, hey, is there any way that I can do instead of I calculate by the physics? Okay, you have learned the new level. You know that there is some point cloud data. So how to do the 3D reconstruction by using the camera, by using the new network. So let me ask about the thinking first, the idea. So originally the topology, so what they are doing, right? So they are using some scanner. So easier ways, for example, infrared scanner, there's a point, point. Use the geometry calculate the angle when there are similar certain degree of angles. So they will join these faces, this point together and becomes a faces, and that is topology. Angle, and then faces, and then they become a polygon. So now, similar to the rendering questions, rendering is coming from the lighting reflections. So if I do not want to use the physics to do this kind of the calculation, I want to use the new network. So how to do it? The starting point of computer science within these 10 or 20 years is similar. I want to jump away from the physics by using the new network only. So how? What is new network? New network is understand the relationship, right? Relationship between the input and the output. How? Understand the relationship between the input and output. How to reconstruct a 3D model. Can you understand my questions? Is the fundamental point is like this, right? So yeah, how the relationship of the image can generate a 3D model. In one more step way forward, right? How?现在你明白啦？这个我们 computer science 吧，这10年20年，其实我们都不知道为什么我们所有的以前的 computer science 这些 CG games 也好，所有都是从物理里面去来的，所以你物理的knowledge 需要是很多，有很多 light 的 knowledge，很多 particle 的 knowledge，然后你才可以在 computer science 里边去做研究吧。对吧？所有都是物理，基本上所有都是物理。你看以前的研究，所有都是 high dimensional data，就是 tensor，就是爱因斯坦吧，搞来搞去相对论怎么说？相对论下边这个 tensor 这些物理的世界，我们是搞这些的。但这10年20年的话，我们就非常，我不知道为什么有很多人不是有一个小 group 的人，是很多人都想啊，我们应该不是从物理里边去想这个东西，我们应该从 new level 里边来想 relationship 这个东西，从 relationship 这个东西，然后推回去 physics，推回去物理。然后 rendering 是怎样吧？像这节课的话，像星期我告诉你，其实现在 rendering 已经不是在 reflection 里边去想问题，不是从 physics 想问题，它现在是从 new level 里边去想问题。这个情况也是一样，它不在 3D reconstruction，它不在一个 geometry，就是 geometry 的中文是几何几何学，它不在这个数学物理里边去讲，它只是在 new level。new level 的基本上最底层的 concept 就是 relationship，input 跟 output 的 relationship。然后我想问一下，input 跟 output 的 relationship 怎么样把这个 3D 空间重建起来？fundamental 了。So we are called fundamental of metaverse. All the things are fundamentals. So I asked you about the fundamentals, the basic thinking. Suppose that I want to reconstruct Peter right now. Peter, So Peter, right now you take a photo here, camera, take a photo of Peter. Take another photo here. Two photo, right? How to use this two photo relationship to reconstruct Peter? How? Okay, so we have two images, right? So suppose that we want to do the physical reconstruction. Physical reconstruction, the first thing you have to think is about remove the background. Remove the background. I just want to cut Peter out. Okay, so if you can cut the Peter out, so we at least you have two angle, one angle, two angle, right? So if there are two images, so can you see that there is an image when is a square, rectangle. So some of the light travel to this image, go to my faces, right? If there is another image, so definitely there is a certain piece of point go to here, and then their light, their color are the same. Do you agree with that? Yes, right? Can you see that from two images there is a relationship? Correct. So if it's not, go to the picture. For example, there is a light there, there is a light there, right? The picture, do they have the relationship? No. So you can use the activation function. You can use the bypass filter to filter out this point. Okay. So the first one, using the neural network to do the physical construction, the first one is, hey, I can remove the background, right? Right. So the first one. The second one is when I have different image. So at least they have some lighting, and but somehow about the color of my point here is more or less the same. And the color patterns of my surrounding part, this part, they have the similar patterns. And then if you take another photo here, they have the similar pattern, more or less the same. They're here, they're more or less the same, right? So 像一节课我说过，其实 Peter 老师的头的颜色其实都差不多的，屁股可能是另外一个颜色，但是衣服啊这些就不一样。好搞笑，我教了10年的书吧，然后我发现，这些我现在跟你说的很多的theory 吧，下年的话你应该是所有都忘记，但是你还会记得 Peter 老师的屁股跟他的脸应该是不同颜色，只有笑话可以是留下来，其他都没有作用。But it's okay, so so you still remember that, but no one knows my pepper is another color. But for boys, you have the similar situation, right? So you always wear the trousers. So your legs, maybe your legs is so short is not. Maybe your legs is wider, is brighter than your girlfriend's. Honestly, yeah. Okay. 我忘记我要说什么，等一下。要说什么？哎呀，啊，忘记了。对，真的忘记了。这个图有什么特别的？Direct output of an usable model, high degree of precision. Yeah, nothing special. Honestly, there are lots of different methods to do the video construction. The previously is somehow about you scan lots of different image, scan lots of the different image. So they use different image and then compete a 3D model. But today there are some really extreme case. The extreme case is somehow they use the spatial memory. So only if you have a camera and then your camera is a snapshot a video to go through this part this classroom. So by using the relationship of 2 or 3 image of your film, they can reconstruct the 3D space. So this is called spatial memory inside the neural network because they understand the relationship of one photo, the repeated pattern, another repeated pattern. They combine this kind of repeated pattern together and understand there is some 3D shape over there. Okay. Another extreme case today, of course, is not very good, not very complete, but somehow, honestly, with two image, you can reconstruct Peter. So one is here, one is there, you can reconstruct Peter. So there are some algorithms doing like that. Okay. And there are different kinds of video reconstruction. The first one is about using your Weixin tool. So most of the around 4 to 5 years ago, so using this kind of image is easy because all the images are ready in the Google. Okay, Google Maps. So they are ready to use image, and then you can reconstruct all the things into a 3D object. So honestly, you can do this kind of settings by just capture the Google image and then you can do it. But there are lots of the problem. For example, here is our PolyU University Square, just outside the library, in front of outside the M core, outside the library. So they cannot capture the details. And when it's under the tree, under the details, you have no idea what's going on. So most likely this kind of thing is only for the building, because building, they have the repeated patterns by using a little bit. So say that there are airplane, right? So when they are captured the top-down image, so they have one angle, two angle, three angle. When there is a building, so the building here is the repeated pattern. So they use the repeated pattern to do the 3D reconstruction of the building, and that's it. Without this one, you cannot do a lot. And today, so we also have a better solutions for the video constructions. It's the new network. New network. We are not using the repeat pattern inside the computer vision. So as I have tell you about the previous one, right? So if I have an image, this one, image, this one, image, this one, right? From different angle. So at least from different angle, I know the relationship of the pixel and pixel, distribution of pixel and distribution of pixel. So at least I can filter out, for easier understanding activation function, I can filter out the object from the background. If I can filter out the object in the background, then I can do more for the 3D object, a little bit. And then it presents the 3D model from the image. So that is two main algorithm that we are doing. The first one is called NERF, Neural Radiance Field. Neural Radiance Field. That is my research 3 years ago. 所以所有的同学，如果你炒股票的话，真的不要跟 Peter 老师买同一个股票，死定了。对啊，基本上我们投资的，不管是股票也好，algorithm 也好，都是死掉的。对啊，对啊，所以这一个之前我跟你说吧，New Network Evolution Computing 还有复习，我投资的复习，毕业的时候没有人再做复习了，真是不是毕业，是我好像第一年还是第二年，然后 AlphaGo 出来就没有人再管复习了，对啊，没人听了。Nerf 去年开始有 VDGS，没人再管 Nerf 了。对啊，research 就好像是这样，你花了很多功夫，然后如果你投资错了，然后好像所有的东西都没了，就大概是这样的感觉。但不管了，对，你们现在明白这个情况吗？对啊，nerf 其实就是这样。So they are understand the relationship of different image, and then they try to understand the distributions of the relationship of different image and generate the 3D model. There are pros and also there are cons. The cons is it takes you think that the new level is fast, right? Try to remember that you want to understand relationship of two image. It takes really long time, few days to generate one 3D models. If it's complicated, okay, few days. If it's a if it's a 公仔吧，公仔就好像很快。但是如果你是比较复杂的，好像这个不多少这些东西吧，基本上几天你都还没有搞定，这个 3D model 都还没有出来。Okay, so it takes extremely slow training time, but honestly, it give you a lower labor cost and time, because unlike the 3D scanner, you are using the infrared, right? The 3D scanner is expensive, and most of the 3D scanner, they cannot do the outdoor scanning because there are some UV light, sunshine. They cannot do the outdoor training. So most likely they can only use the indoor. But if you are using this kind of video construction, left model, so only the things you take is image. So if you buy a drones, just take a photo, and then the drones can do lots of things. Okay. Yeah. So you understand love, right? How to reconstruct. So how to build love. So I've said that there are 3DGS, right? 3GS. And then 3GS build love model. And how they improve the love model. What is the basic concept of 3DGS? Last year, they are last year, 2 years ago. So there is a paper called VGS, and then now there you have the 2DGS, you have the 5DGS, etc., etc. So they move into this direction and then continue the research. So you know the things about the nerve, right? So they are understand the relationship of two sides of the image, and then we construct the whole 3D model out. So I would like to ask, how can I improve? Again, the idea is very simple and beautiful. 就是每一个打败你的人，其实他们的想法真的非常的精彩，很简单，就把你的现在的问题，把你解决掉了，然后你就掉工作了。对，就好像你刚从这一天刚开始这个 Sandbox VR 吧，Sandbox VR 用很贵的 infrared camera，用很好的这个marker 来做一个 positioning，对吧？对吧？还记得吧？找这个图过来，然后把它变为一个墙，然后有 pattern，然后我们用这个摄像头来做这个position 就搞定了吧？对吧？很简单，很漂亮。现在的情况也是一样，有没有想到？So is there anyone want to compete? Want to continue the PhD study? So the things that you have to do is understand, think about how I can improve. Yeah, every day you think you need to think, hey, how can I improve the algorithm? Is there any angle that I can think about, etc., etc., right? 但是你想一想嘛，其实做 research 也是很辛苦，是一堆很聪明的人不停的在卷，然后这些很聪明的人就不停的卷到一个，对啊，就不停的卷。Hey, we still have a few minutes, and then I guess this will be my last questions. 它真的很简单，真的很漂亮。也要把这个 turning time 其实它的效果，我觉得效果还是差不多吧，跟我们的，我觉得是效果差不多，只是他们速度真的很快，他就在速度这一方面把我们超前。然后他为什么可以对这样的超前？他的 observation，他的 starting point 是哪？我就觉得图差不多啦，都差不多啊。其实他们应该比我们更好一点点，他们应该对比我们更好。有没有是不是还想不想想这个问题？还是星期六大家都很累很饿，还想不想呢？要不要再给你们多一点时间？还是我现在说啊？现在说，其实很多的 object 吧，每一个 object，它基本上nature human made 两个都是也好，它基本上很大范围的 pattern 都是一样，对吧？很大范围的 pattern 都是一样，而且很大范围的 pattern，它为什么有一点点不一样？是因为这个光吧？你知道这个光在这边出来之后，其实它就有一个 diffuse map，这个范围，这个范围差不多吧？差不多吧？差不多吧？差不多吧？只是有一个点，这个点应该是最光最亮的地方，从这个点的 diffuse map 出来的话，就有点不一样，不一样，不一样，不一样。 然后其实就可以减少很多这些 rendering 时间吧。我只是要知道这些 locate 这些点，大范围的 diffuse matter pattern，我就可以把一块一块最麻烦的东西 render 出来，做出来。他想法就是这样。对啊，其实就是他就是找这个 relationship of the lighting source，还有你的 texture 的关系，他就找这个 relationship 出来，然后就搞定了。Oh, Cardina. Okay, so yeah, last year, so there are lots of the paper that is about VDGS. VDGS is say that hey, Gaussian, right? So same object, right? So definitely there are some lighting, right? And then some lighting, so they follow the similar patterns. At least in a certain area, there are similar patterns, similar patterns, similar patterns. Okay, so I can start to doing this one to find the relationship of this part, this part, this part, and then divide and conquer, divide something that is bigger, easier to solve。就是做事情的话，肯定找肯定找一个最简单、最大的问题来做，然后其他的问题做得好跟不好没关系，小小的问题人家看不见了，对吧？Yeah, and then that's it. No need to do all the things step by step. Okay, no need to do all those things. Um, 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 from point by point, step by step, do something that is easier to fire, easier our biggest problem and easiest to solve, and then we do this one. So they use the Gaussian math. Gaussian math, the diffusions of the lightings, and then they start this kind of thing. So you see that 2023, right? So yeah, this 2020 is last year, right? So see that the VGS paper exponentially increase, and then we can see that the situation will be changed, and then lots of the people go to the VDGS, and then lots of the different people they jump into VDGS to solve the in-pain, out-pain questions, to solve the um, 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 stabilization, to decrease the number of image for the VGS, to 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 how to create the interactive object into PDGS, etc., etc. So the number of paper exponentially increase, and definitely I say that's the 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 computation power, the time they spend on the 3D reconstruction is much more better than the learn. Okay, so this year when you want to do do this 3D scanning, so try to use the VDGS. Whatever you download the VDGS from the GitHub, or there are already lots of the company use the VDGS and then start the business. So today now the AI company, they only do one thing: download the GitHub library, run the computation power for you. Okay, and then they can earn the business. Okay, they can earn the business model. Okay, so that's really fun, but that's true. So the company that make a good use of the VGS is called Luma AI. So I will type it for you, and then we will try today. Yeah, we can try the VGS for the object rendering, 3D model rendering. We can also try the video reconstruction inside the Luma AI. So I will show you the link at the end of this lesson. Okay. But honestly, love is not yet die, not yet. Okay, not yet die because NVIDIA say that hey, within this 1 or 2 years we will have the NVIDIA love. Okay, so they will pump into the money and then see if they can create a better version for the love. So now is love versus VDGS. VDGS now is a little bit ahead from the love, but maybe with the power of NVIDIA, so perhaps we can fight back the battle or something like that. Not sure. Okay. But honestly, you said that the VDGS, you have the one time, and then if you have the comparisons, the speed is really fast. The speed is incredible, extremely fast. So the last thing we for this lessons is Luma AI. Okay. Luma AI is a newcomer. of the AI competition in new company. So what they are doing is they buy lots of the GPU card, a serious GPU card, and then they sell company. So whatever they do a lot in AIGC. So whatever you are using the AI generative content for the videos, for the 3D object, has to 3D object. So they are ready to do it. So today, when you want to build a 3D model, for example, I have a games, I want to build a 3D model, just go to the Luma AI. Remember the tool should be Genie. So you type in the task, for example, Peter is not a description. A teacher with 3 heads, 2 tails, 5 hands, holding a pencil, and then they will generate the 3D model for you. Okay, so there are huge library from the games, and then the training set is from the games, and then they use the point cloud data to reconstruct all the 3D object. Then they do to the games model to recognize whether this one fulfill your needs. They have the GAN model to do the discriminator. And then after a certain kind of training, they will display the model for you. You can also ask for a high resolution model. And all the model generated from the Numa AI Genie is ready for your game use. It's not high resolution model. It's good for your game implementation. The polygon is limit. Okay, so that's perfect. And then they also generate the video. So example, remember Solar is 1 minute, right? So they are 30 seconds. So it should be 30 seconds. Okay, so they download the they have the surveillance, they fusion, and they prepare their data sets, and then they generate the videos for you. And one of the best usage is they have the VGS. So if you don't want to waste your GPU power, so you can take there is an app called 3D Capture. 3D Capture. So you can download their apps and then use your mobile phone to capture the scenes. After you capture the scenes, you can upload to their platform and then generate a PLY model. PLY model put it into Unreal or Unity, then you have the 3D scenes. Okay, and what else? Yeah, of course you can use the drones. So you use the drone and then capture the video of a building or indoor. So somehow again put the video into the Luma AI and then run the 3DGS. So they provide the PLY point cloud model and then input your Unity or v.js if you are working for some web XR and ready to use. Okay, so within time, yeah, this is the end of our class, and then within time, go to the Luma AI and have a look. Okay, remember to form in the group next week. If you do not fill in the form, it's okay. Go to the tag team to borrow the HTC XR Elite first. Set up all the things before the Saturday lessons. Okay, okay. So thank you for your times and coming. And next lesson, so we will jump a little bit into the digital human. We will jump a little bit into the natural language processing and understand the 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 what conversation AI digital human, something like that. Okay. So yeah, that's the end of our class. Thanks.